Hey everybody, Lucas Rawuki here with another AngularJS tutorial. We are going to be extending the AngularJS album just one step further today using the HTTP service that comes with Angular. And one of the things that's bothered me about this album is that the majority of my JavaScript is this big JSON object that I wrote just so that we would have something to work with. So what I want to do is I want to abstract that out into a separate JSON file and then load it via an Ajax call. And it's incredibly easy in Angular. And so let's get started. First things first, let's just pull this out and put this into a JSON file. We'll call it images.json. I'm going to paste that in. Let me just get this set up correctly. Okay. There we go. And so we are going to be using the HTTP service, which is a core Angular service that basically handles basically all your communication to a remote HTTP service using the standard XML HTTP request object, or it also does JSON-P. And how this works is it's a service as a function which takes a single argument. It's a configuration object that you kind of set the different parameters that you want to use, for instance the method, the URL, and then what it does is it returns a promise object that has two HTTP methods in there, success and error. And so what you can do is then set your callbacks based on that. So the first thing you need to do to get this HTTP service into your controller is simply add it in as another parameter to the controller. And so my first question was, well, how does this get in here? Is this magic? What's going on? Well, using the AngularJS dependency injection subsystem, it picks up the fact that you are calling this HTTP service and injects it for you when you need it. So it's very nice that if you don't need it, it doesn't get in there, but if it does, then it's there. So I think dependency injection is just a really, really neat thing and a way to kind of break up some dependencies. So let's start to build this out. And so first things first is we are going to let's build a function called fetch, and let's put our HTTP call in there. Now what I'm going to do here is first, it's because get and post are there's kind of these different things that you have to set every single time. Angular went ahead and created some shortcut methods that kind of just sets that for you, and then and so it's just a more convenient way to do that. So we are going to be using the get shortcut method. So here I'm just going to put in images.json, so just the URL, and I am going to put the success callback in here, and I'm going to call a function called we'll call it images or handle images loaded. Okay, so let's just build this out real quick. Handle images loaded. Okay, let me just put in some parameters here real quick. Data status. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set images to data. And also what I need to do is, because these obviously current image categories are not going to work down here because the data isn't in yet, let me put them up here. What I'm also going to do is, I don't really like the fact that I'm hard coding this URL right into my get method. So let me just pull that out real quick. Images.json, like so. And let me also just declare these properties up here. And we'll just set this to an empty object. And so what's happening is I have a method called fetch, which is I'm calling the shortcut method get on the HTTP service. And I need to change this to the URL. Just 1 second. And then I'm calling, on success, I'm calling handle images loaded, which is here. Let me just spell that right. Glad I caught that. That would have been embarrassing. And then I'm saying, hey, set this the data to, or images to this data, and then I'm going through and I'm setting the current image in the images category. So let's go over here, let's refresh the page, and nothing's happening, obviously, because I'm not calling that. But I just wanted to show you kind of the before and after. So let's go scope, fetch, like so. Let me come back here, let me refresh it. And lo and behold, there we go. Everything is loaded, and I've made that Ajax call. Super simple HTTP. It was just a breeze to set up and get going. So that wraps up this tutorial. I thank you for joining me. I hope you've learned something, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.